What if chaos isn't the enemy, but the only honest truth left in a world built on lies? Last episode, we explored Darth Vader, a man consumed by fear and his need for control. But what happens when control itself becomes the illusion? When the only way to reveal the truth is to burn everything down? In the criminal underworld of Gotham, there exists no plan, no morality, no safety net. Only one man who dares to laugh at the absurdity of it all, a man who doesn't just want to watch the world burn. He wants us to see what happens when it does. This is Beyond the Villain, where we unmask evil, one story at a time. Today, we dive into the chaotic mind of the Joker from the movie, The Dark Knight. The Joker appears without an origin, without a history, and without a real name. He is the embodiment of mystery, the very opposite of Darth Vader's tragic clarity. Every time he tells his "How I Got These Scars" story, the details change.
You wanna know how I got these scars?
He reinvents his trauma like a stage performer changing scripts, because his point isn't about who he was, but about how meaningless who we are really is. In Gotham, corruption is everywhere. Politicians lie, cops take bribes, and crime runs deep into the city's veins. The Joker sees this hypocrisy and decides to become Gotham's mirror, a reflection of its moral decay. He isn't motivated by greed or revenge. Money means nothing to him. He literally burns millions to make a point.
It's not about money. It's about sending a message.
And that message? That order, justice, morality, they're all jokes. The Joker's true goal is to prove that everyone is as corruptible as he is. He believes that beneath every good man is a monster waiting for permission, that all it takes is one bad day to turn even the best of us into beasts. He doesn't seek control. He seeks collapse. He doesn't build empires. He breaks illusions. And through that destruction, he finds something close to truth. To understand the Joker, we must look at nihilism, the belief that life has no inherent meaning, purpose, or moral structure. Where Darth Vader tried to impose order on a chaotic universe, Joker embraces the chaos itself. He's the other side of the same coin. If Vader is control born from fear, Joker is freedom born from despair. The Joker's worldview echoes the writings of Friedrich Nietzsche, the philosopher who once declared, "God is dead, and we have killed him." Nietzsche didn't mean this literally. He meant that the modern world had lost its foundation of absolute morality. Without a divine or objective guide, humans are left floating in moral uncertainty. And what fills that void? Power, desire, chaos. Joker is the nihilist's experiment, a man who lives without rules to expose the absurdity of those who still cling to them. When he says,
Introduce a little anarchy. Upset the established order, and everything becomes chaos. I'm an agent of chaos. Oh, and you know the thing about chaos? It's fear.
he's not just taunting Gotham, he's challenging the entire idea of civilization. But here's the twist. He's not wrong that society's morality is fragile. Look at Harvey Dent, Gotham's White Knight. One tragedy, one loss, and he becomes Two-Face, a man who now leaves justice to the flip of a coin. Through Dent, the Joker proves his thesis. All it takes is one bad day. The Joker embodies what the French philosopher Albert Camus called the absurd man, one who recognizes that life has no meaning, but refuses to lie about it. In the myth of Sisyphus, Camus suggests that when faced with meaninglessness, the honest response isn't despair, it's rebellion. The Joker's laughter isn't just madness, it's rebellion. He mocks meaning itself. He laughs because the world pretends to be sane. If Joker represents nihilism, then Batman represents deontology, the belief that moral rules exist regardless of outcomes. While Joker says,
Everything burns.
Batman believes in structure, that justice, even in chaos, must follow a code. Joker believes codes are cages, illusions of morality that crumble under pressure. That's why he doesn't want to kill Batman. He wants to corrupt him.
You complete me.
Joker says, with a grin that's both terrifying and sincere. He doesn't want the world without Batman. He wants to prove that Batman's morality is just as twisted as his own, just wearing a prettier mask. It's a philosophical duel. Deontology versus nihilism. Order versus chaos. Control versus freedom. And the terrifying part is how close they come to merging. When Batman spies on the entire city using Lucius Fox's sonar system, he becomes a reflection of the control he once fought against. Joker doesn't just infect Gotham, he infects ideas. In real-world parallel, the Joker's worldview echoes real-life movements and crises that expose human fragility. In times of war, pandemic, or social collapse, we've seen how quickly morality bends. In 1971, the Stanford prison experiment revealed how ordinary people, when given power, can commit cruelty in days. Joker would have loved that study. Proof that his chaos isn't fiction. It's human nature. His philosophy thrives in moments when systems fail. When rules disappear, the mask of civility melts away, and we face who we really are. So what can we learn from the Joker? A man who believes in nothing. Perhaps that belief itself isn't the problem. It's the blind comfort we take in systems. The Joker forces us to confront the fragility of morality when tested by suffering. He exposes how fear maintains order, not virtue. Darth Vader sought to control fear, to command it. Joker liberates it, unleashing fear to reveal the truth. Both are tyrants in their own way, but while Vader's tyranny builds empires, Joker's tyranny destroys illusions. We see this in modern life, in the rise of populist chaos movements that reject systems entirely, in online culture that laughs at the collapse of institutions, in people who, like Joker, find power in breaking rules just to prove they exist. His worldview is dangerous, yes, but it also reflects a real human instinct. The urge to burn down what we can't control. Was the Joker truly evil? Or was he society's mirror? He doesn't rob banks for riches. He doesn't kill for power. He destroys symbols, because that's where lies live. When he burns Gotham's money, he isn't committing greed. He's committing philosophy. He wants to see what happens when people lose their masks. It's easy to dismiss him as insane. But the tragedy of Joker is that he understands people too well. He knows that chaos reveals truth. He knows that morality without test is decoration. He knows that heroes only exist because villains give them meaning. In this sense, Joker isn't just Gotham's villain. He's its philosopher. But here's where he falls apart. In rejecting meaning, he also rejects humanity. He sees the system's flaws but refuses to imagine anything better. Where Nietzsche's Übermensch transcends morality to create new values, Joker tears them down and leaves nothing. He's the death of meaning, not its rebirth. And that's the ultimate irony. He claims to reveal truth but runs from hope. He embraces freedom but becomes its prisoner, chained to chaos, addicted to destruction. In the end, Joker proves that chaos can be more seductive than control. He's the natural evolution of fear, the laugh that follows Vader's scream. Vader's tragedy was losing his humanity to power. Joker's tragedy is losing his need for humanity at all. Both men are victims of their own extremes, one enslaved by control, the other by freedom. And that's the real warning of the Joker's philosophy. When we stop believing in meaning, we start mistaking destruction for truth. When we lose compassion, philosophy becomes cruelty. Because the most dangerous ideas are not born in madness. They're born in logic twisted just enough to sound right.
Is like gravity. All it takes is a little push.
And so, we laugh. Not because it's funny, but because deep down we recognize the joke. Do you think the Joker was right? Or just dangerously honest? This is Beyond the Villain, where we unmask evil, one story at a time. See you on the next episode.